Top Fives, the show of everything. Top Fives, presented by the Sex Effects. I'm Joey Prati.
And I'm Sean Day.
And folks, we've been gone a minute. We've been on a little hiatus,
Hiatus.
we're getting back into it. Shawnee, I have missed you.
I know it's been so strange not doing this every week.
It throws off everything in my life, and I'm not even kidding. When we don't have the show. But before we get to all the reconvening, well, I guess that's what this show is today, is a reconvening in our robes. We're reconvening.
Yeah, dude, I know. We're rocking the ropes today.
And
feeling pretty good.
Yeah, so we don't even have lists planned tonight. They might come up organically, and if they do, we will move with the spirit that moves with us. But if not, we're just gonna be catching up. And my dad will be happy about that. He literally told me over the weekend, he's like, my favorite part is when you guys just talk. The first like 15, 20 minutes.
Well, thanks, Ken.
So this is to you, Dad. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just it's been a few weeks. We had like October pretty much was we took kind of the month off. So man, I'm doing okay. Just freaking going. Obviously, shit, man. It's like Thanksgiving coming up pretty soon. Like all this stuff's just kind of propping up, and I'm like weirdly excited because I know like COVID and all that shit.
When you say I'm weirdly excited, I picture you doing this with your fingers.
Yeah, I am, dude.
I'm weirdly excited.
I'm weirdly excited to like, I don't know, enjoy the holidays and see friends, see you guys. So it's like,
good.
Yeah, so it's all that stuff. I'm excited for that, and it's been, I don't know, it's been pretty chill. I've been I've done so much stuff. I've been to a few concerts in the last month. I went to the LA Opera, which was really cool.
Did you hear opera?
It was an opera. It was called Townhouser, and it was cool. My girlfriend's brother, he does like set building for like the LA Opera.
Very cool.
So he got us like comp tickets, and that was super cool.
Did you wear a tuxedo?
I didn't wear a tuxedo, but I did dress up. I got a little dressed up. And then what was kind of cool, the same sponsored event for the LA Opera, I got to see the movie Get Out with an orchestra.
That is
which was super sick.
Rad.
It was really cool. So like those are kind of things I went to go see. I did go see The Nightmare Before Christmas in 4D, which was kind of like another kind of showing, and never really saw the movie on screen, so that was really cool. And it was at the El Capitan theater, which is a pretty, I think, historic theater in Hollywood. So
nice.
Yeah, a lot of like performances and seeing just like these amazing venues that I haven't not been to the LA Opera venue, which was really, I mean, it was like we had like 2 intermissions, dude. It was like a whole thing. And then the Get Out performance was at the theater at the Ace Hotel. In Hollywood as well, and that was like super, like a very beautiful theater experience and super cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of those things yet where they do the movie and then the orchestra.
That's awesome.
It was so fucking cool, dude. Awesome. It was so cool. And getting to see, obviously, seeing like how the music integrates into the the movies and stuff like that. So I thought that was really unique and cool experience. So. Yeah, so that stuff I've kind of like experienced in the last month, and Halloween, of course, and all that stuff. So, but I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you, Joey? You've had the reason why we've been on hiatus also is Joey's had a lot of kind of life changes happen in the last month. So,
if you're watching the show, you can see that I'm in a different space now. So yeah, I had a move. I quit my job and got a new job, started a new job. And it's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. I mean, so yeah. Well, first it was Alicia's birthday. Threw her a nice little surprise party with her parents. That was fun.
Cool.
And then, yeah, I was moving out. What else? Can I just vent? For a second, because this kind of chapped my ass. I've got the letter here. So I had a wonderful relationship with my landlady and everything at my old location.
Okay.
Loved my old location.
Hmm.
Um, and you know, I would show the apartments upstairs, and you know, I showed my place, and blah blah blah. And she rented to another guy, also named Joey.
Oh, crazy.
Um, and I really like when I got the apartment, the night I got in there, I got my keys, and it was filthy. You know, I had to clean it, whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
patch stuff up. Doesn't matter because it's like it's San Francisco. What are you fucking expecting? Um, so I, you know, want to leave the place better than how I found it. So I spent a lot of time cleaning that apartment, patching up all the holes,
yeah,
you know, doing all that kind of stuff. And I even left this guy a vacuum and a Swiffer and, you know what I mean? Garbage cans, garbage bags, just to get him started.
yeah.
Toilet paper, like, you know, like I thought I was being nice. Anyway, I get my full deposit back. And, you know, enclosed, please find the refund of your security deposit. Thank you for keeping your eye out for things in the building that needed my attention. This is where I start to get pissed off. I just want to mention that when the current Joseph moved in, he mentioned that there were holes that were not patched or painted when you moved out. He said landlords have requested that this was done in the past, and I wanted you to be aware of this for your future.
What? What?
I shouldn't be complaining because I got my full deposit back, but
Yeah.
god damn it.
I mean, you put
This
all
is
that
why
work in. You put the elbow grease in,
I
dude.
I put elbows grease in, and this is why I don't trust people. This is why I don't like to be nice to people for no reason, because usually they don't fucking deserve it. Anyway, I'm glad I did that. I loved my apartment. I'm glad I left it in good shape.
Yeah.
Not necessarily good hands. Fucking. Um, but yeah. So
Dude, yeah, that's kind of messed up, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you did as much as you can, but it just sucks when your landlord doesn't recognize that. Yeah.
No, you know, and she did. That's the thing. Like she's cool.
Yeah.
She's cool. I
Yeah.
still like her a lot. But this other guy, like, how are you gonna complain when I like, dude,
Yeah.
whatever, whatever, whatever. We're moving on. We're moving on. So what else? So I quit my job, which was fantastic. I don't know how much I want to say
About that. Yes.
about that. So I did work for a cathedral in the marketing department in San Francisco. You can put it together which one I worked at. Nob Hill. And my last kind of 2 weeks, they were celebrating. They were getting ready to put on sale tickets for the Christmas concerts coming up, which are one of the biggest revenue earners. And the cathedral's been doing it was coming up on 75 years.
Okay.
So my boss, you know, I'd put together a little documentary for another marketing campaign that we're doing. She was like, "Do you want to do a documentary on the 75th anniversary?" I was like, "Absolutely." So I shot this. My last 2 weeks at my job were just making a documentary, which was
That's super cool. Yeah, that's really cool, dude.
Because I did not have the greatest working experience at this place for many reasons, many factors. But to kind of end on that note was nice. And you know, I was taking the cable car to work every morning, and you know, like it was kind of a charming little existence. Hard when you know it's coming to an end, but yeah. And then moved in here. I'm in Potrero Hill now. I'm closer to like the ballpark and the Chase Center.
Yeah, okay.
And all that, closer to my parents and Marty's vet. And you know, so it's a lot easier place to get to than my last place. My last place was kind of like very few people are going to get this, but like I lived in right along Pacific Grove for a time, and you kind of had to, once you got off the freeway, you had to drive through the downtown and then drive through a tunnel and get up to the residential area, you know, and it took forever. But you know, and it was kind of that way with Green Street in Russian Hill, where you know the closest freeway entrance or exit is 20 minutes away. You know what I mean? Once you're on the freeway, it takes you 3 minutes to get anywhere you need. But so yeah, so that, you know, it was a bit of a it's been not a rough transition, but you know, it's been a lot. I underestimated the amount of work it was going to take and
to get out. Yeah.
amount of like kind of the emotional toll. This is my first like real solo place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Me and Mart's place, and I'm gonna miss it. But I'm so excited to be here with Alicia, and she just got a new job.
Oh, cool. So
Um,
you both are transitioning into stuff. That's
both
super cool.
she's her last day is tomorrow, so yeah. I
Cool.
don't know if I'm allowed to say
Oh,
where
okay.
she's gonna be going. I'll tell you off air, but
Okay.
it's huge. It's pretty fucking cool.
Dude,
So
that's
I'm really proud of
awesome.
her and really excited for her. So yeah, things are completely gonna be changing. I started my new job the first of this month, and um, just kind of getting my feet wet. I'm now a video producer for a company, which is cool, doing like animation stuff,
That's so
animation
cool.
like corporate videos. It's very, very cool. I mean, it's still slow start. I'm still, kind of getting my feet wet, but really enjoying it. Everyone's super nice. I'm out of nonprofits. I'm out of nonprofits. I'm out of church and school, and yes, yes.
Yes.
Um, I feel like a fucking adult. It's kind of cool. So it only took about a decade, but I'm finally kind of working in my field of
Yeah,
study. So
man.
that's kind of cool. So cheers to me. Here's some
Cheers, dude.
water.
Yeah, I got water tonight.
Look at us. We are sexy. We are sexy bitches. Yeah. Um,
That's awesome, dude. I think yeah, it always is hard trying, especially you did a move and a new job. I mean, that's got to be a lot of
I mean,
change
I
and
I did it 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when I moved back to the Bay Area,
yeah.
right? Although we had a trip to Paris in between quitting a job and moving,
That's right. Yeah.
you know. So, but yeah, and I mean, and I hate to say it, but the older you get, the harder everything becomes,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was a lot, and we thought, oh, because we're 20 minutes away from each other, this is going to be a very easy move. But I underestimated just how many trips back and forth I was going to be
Yeah.
having to
And then
take,
did
and
you
finally wound up
like
hiring Lug.
I was going to say moving out, did you have more stuff than you expected to get out of there
Yes,
too? That's always I've always feel
yes.
like that's what happens, right?
And I really thought it wasn't going to be that way this time because I was just moving out of a 300-foot studio. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
there was a lot. I packed a lot in.
A
I'm
lot of
like,
stuff, yeah.
my dad is an excellent Tetris player, and I've inherited some of that skill when it comes to packing and making things fit. So
That's good.
you know what I'm talking about, making things fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, man. So that's what's been up with me. Just trying to, we still haven't really gotten. We're starting to get our rhythm here, but like I said, Lisa's going to be switching her job too, so the rhythm is going to change yet again.
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to kind of, stay grounded and stay centered. We did yoga the other night, and it was in morning, and it was
Ooh,
lovely.
cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm a fully converted, but I did have like the yoga experience where I was like, oh, I get
I
this
get
now.
why yeah. Yeah. I feel
Okay.
you.
Have you ever fucked with yoga?
No, not really. But I
Yeah.
yeah, I see why people do it. I'd say everyone has their little thing to
Yeah.
keep them calm and centered, I guess. But yeah,
Exactly.
but
Um,
that's super cool, man. I think yeah, that's always hard and but at least yeah, you're obviously adjusting and it's cool you're doing like video production for your job too, which is cool.
I'm
You sent
excited.
me
Yeah.
a video like I think a few videos the other day and you were saying like this is what I'm doing at work or this is kind of the program I'm using and I'm like wow that's all like amazing how you can just like create something like that. So I thought
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Just getting in there and trying to learn it, and yeah. And last big update, I finished a script, so I'm excited.
Oh,
So
dude, and that's I was gonna ask you because yeah, like I know it's been a lot of adjustment and moving around and stuff, but I'm glad you're able to do your little creative outlet too as well. So
kind of I was vegging. The move was kind of brutal, and physically it was just like, ugh. And I've just been like sitting on the couch just playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Um,
dude, oh man, I'm gonna have
and
to replay that.
it's great. It's really great. And I was just like, I want to start writing again, but I feel like I need to veg. I haven't
Yeah, you need
gotten
to kind
that
of.
relaxing point yet. And Alicia was like, but don't you kind of relax when you write? Don't you feel better? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, started doing, I was like, oh yeah, I've missed this. This is great.
That's got to be that's got to be exciting to, because that is your kind of comfort zone and relaxation, and being able to do it in your new place and everything like that. That's a whole thing too.
To be with someone who's motivated in their own right, and working on stuff, and it's like I could be working on stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, to have
awesome.
someone motivating you to kind of be like, hey, yeah. It's really nice. So
That's good, man. That's super good. Yeah, if I ever move out of this place I'm in, that's the one thing I'm gonna be excited about. Like redoing my little studio setup. Like, where's everything gonna go? Is this my chance to feng shui it a different way? Like, there's all that kind of stuff that you can, you get a chance to reset a little bit, and you show me a little bit of your room, and like it looks really cool. I like the boards, how you have them set up and everything like that. So, dude, all up there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be starting on a new script soon, so I gotta erase all this stuff. But
dude, yeah, start that again. Start that wheel up again. Fuck, man. Well, that's super cool. I'm glad you're settled in, and I hit you up last week, and I was like, hey, I got my girlfriend, her mom's birthday is on Tuesday, so I was like, I want to get back to this, but we just a lot of life shit just happened also.
So much life
last month too. So
life is what happens when you're busy making other plans.
Oh yes, it's true though.
Yeah.
It's true, but I'm happy we're back on, and I can't wait to get back to some lists and stuff. And shoot, man, I mean, we might be able to do a few meetings like in person, if I'm going to be coming up for the holidays and stuff. So
that'd be great.
We'll have to do that. I guess we could also say it on the pod. We did release some music as Blind Issues.
Some kick-ass music.
Some kick-ass music, dude. We released a 2-single EP called Deep and Meaningful, and you could search us up, Blind Issues. It's on all streaming platforms now. I think I got the email the other day saying it's on Amazon now, so it's all we're all up on all live on there, and it's been cool. I've been getting some good comments about it, and some of my homies down here have checked it out, and it's kind of funny because I think so I ran into, this is gonna be a random story, but I ran into Ryan Aguirre randomly.
I see him on the gram. He's living his best fucking life. How is he doing,
dude? Well, it was kind of funny. I went to that Nightmare Before Christmas showing, and he hit me up on Instagram and was like, hey, I think I saw you at this thing, and I just wasn't sure if it was you or not, but how are you? And were you at the Nightmare Before Christmas? And I was like, yeah, I was. I put some post up, and so we reconnected, and we just met for a drink, 1 week,
nice.
and I'm not sure if he's doing kind of PR work. I think that's what his kind of thing is. But he was like, I saw you guys release some music as Blind Issues, and I was like, yes. I was like, yeah, we're still going, and we're really happy to have some music out. So, and I told him this is a great, we don't have a lot of our old music on the streaming platforms and stuff. So this is kind of a cool moment to kind of get music out there, and so and I guess we're kind of coming to the anniversary of Circus Witch, one of the singles, because we recorded that.
We recorded it last year
in November, right? So
yeah, it was around Thanksgiving.
So that was kind of a cool little thing I was thinking about the other day. I was like, wow, it has been this, and hopefully we'll be releasing more songs in it took some time for us to release these, but I'm glad we all met together and decide on the artwork, and it was kind of a really cool process. And it was, I'm just happy it's out there and you guys can listen to it. So check it out. And hopefully when we post, on Friday, we'll have a link to that or something for you guys to see. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah. And I got so proud because I was like, cause I have my website, you guys check it out, SeanDayMusic.net. But I have a credits list of just like stuff I've worked on with like artists I've produced in the last like year, few years. And I was like, oh gosh, I get to put this Blind Issues record on here now. So
Right on.
it's
Oh, very
super cool.
Very
and
cool.
and yeah, for sure. I'm really excited for people to listen to it. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some new songs coming up soon. And I definitely want to play a show. That's, yeah,
I would love that.
I think we're going to start talking about that again. So, but yeah, that's another thing that happened like this last month. We released some music. Shoot, dude, what else has been going on?
I've been drinking a lot at bars.
I've been going, like, I've been to a few concerts already. I've been to a few bars. It's kind of cool. My roommate and her boyfriend is a bartender at this bar downtown in LA called 7 Grand. It's like a whiskey bar. So whenever you're back in town, Joey, I'll take you there. They got like a private whiskey room too, and then this is kind of a cool thing. You can like
private whiskey room.
Oh, dude, smoke cigars and drink whiskey, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they also have like they have this thing where you can, if you buy a bottle of whiskey, I don't know if it's from there or if you bring it, but you can like keep it there. There's like a bottle
Nice
cabinet or something there.
Fucking cool. That is
Yeah.
class.
But I went
is
there
class.
and kind of did stuff there, and then I went to another bar that I used to frequent in Pasadena like a while back and met up with some coworkers, and I was like, man, I haven't done this in like a long time because COVID, and I think everyone, I think obviously some, I'm a lot more comfortable going out, and I'm going to be getting my booster shot pretty soon, so and then the concerts too, or going to like orchestral things at the LA Opera. It's just like a whole different thing. So I'm happy that some normalcy is coming back, and there's some stuff kind of getting back into the fold. So
Starting to sprout up. Yeah. Right on, man. Yeah, before I moved out of Green Street, I was like, well, I am just going to enjoy everything around here, and kind of treated the last month as like an extended Mardi Gras. And I became a regular at 2 bars, the Hideout on California and Hyde, and then Vesuvio down kind of almost on the border of North Beach and Chinatown.
okay.
By City Light, next door to City Light's bookstore. It's where Jack Kerouac and all those guys used to
Yeah.
and I was like, one of my last afternoons down there, I walked down to North Beach. I was like, I'm gonna have a couple beers or something, go to Vesuvio, and I had a couple gin and tonics. And the woman was like, the bartender, she goes, "Oh, I know you. This one's on the house, So
Nice.
I wound up getting free drinks, and then I was like, I'm gonna get a Golden Boy pizza on the walk back.
Oh, yes.
Ordered a Golden Boy pizza, sausage, pepperoni, and roasted garlic.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
Yes, it was. And then while they were, they were like, okay, it'll be 15, 20 minutes. So I walked next door to Gino and Carlos, had a couple beers or a beer there, get my pizza, walk up the hill. I get to the top of Green Street, very top of the hill where you can see Alcatraz and all that. Gust of wind blows the fucking pizza box out of my hands. Pizza goes everywhere on the street.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Shit. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
That's a travesty when it comes to
No.
pizza falling on the floor.
Yeah, I think I was like, fuck it, and I called and I ordered delivery. I was like,
Oh,
have them bring another one.
Man,
But yeah,
gotta love the Golden Boys pizza, man.
you gotta love it.
That hits so good when you're like, especially after a few drinks or something, or you're kind of.
It's perfect because
It's perfect.
It's so thick.
Yes.
It'll soak up all that alcohol. Alicia went to Atlanta at the beginning of November, so I was here by myself for like the first weekend or two, and was like, okay, what pizza can I order around here? And they've got a Toto's.
Oh,
They've
crazy!
got
What?
a Toto's that only delivers to like this part of the city.
Oh.
But they don't, like, you can't go there. But
They
you can
it's
get it
just
delivered.
order strictly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those who may not know, Toto's, they had a Daly City location before they put in the Daly City bar. That's the pizza I grew up with, and is probably still my favorite like cheese pizza.
Yeah.
It's so good. They've got like one in Belmont and one in like San Bruno or something.
So they have,
But to have it delivered, it was so like such a sweet little surprise. I was like, hell yeah.
That's nice.
So,
Cherishing
yeah.
those last few moments, right, in your area.
No,
That's
this was in the new area.
Oh, the new area.
So
Sorry,
this is a dawn of a new horizon, my friend.
Gotcha.
This is the Toto's era.
Ooh.
That was the Golden Boys era. So, but I'm actually just up the street from Goat Hill Pizza, which I believe when we recorded our first EP, The Door Swings Open, back in 2004, we had Goat Hill Pizza delivered to the studio.
Oh, wow, you remember that? That's a very.
I don't know how I remember that.
That's a, yeah.
Because I think back then, you know, I have a history of being a picky eater. I'm getting better, but I remember because the pizza we got had like everything on it, but we were so hungry, or I was so hungry, that it didn't matter, and it was so good. And I just remember being like, Goat cheese? No, Goat Hill Pizza. So for whatever reason, that has stuck in my brain, and now it's literally just a block and a half.
Dude, that's so cool. That's super cool. Hey, well, there we go. Some pizza joints. I feel like you gotta have pizza joints around you. You know,
you got to. You have to.
That's how you assess the area, and you know, when you're having a night out. Yeah.
Exactly. So, all good things. All good things.
That's awesome, dude. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Now I want pizza. You know, I've been on a pizza like bender.
Me too.
I mean, recently, because you know, trying out different places, like, you know, not kind of the usual spots, but yeah, man, I'm always down with pizza. I always feel like pizza's always been a favorite food of mine, I would say. So
it's pretty great.
It's pretty freaking great, especially all sorts of forms of it. So
yeah.
Fuck. Okay, cool. So you got, oh man, that's awesome, dude. Shoot. So what else? What else? We have obviously like pop culture stuff and news.
We got some stuff. Right
stuff.
Off the bat, I mentioned GTA 5. Have you been following the GTA Definitive Edition trilogy launch?
Yeah.
I was so fucking excited for this thing.
I know. It's very bummer, dude. I have been following it. When I first saw the trailers, I was like, okay, like I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to remaster it, but not necessarily like modernize it. They're just trying to keep the essence of what this game was, but kind of keep it, you know, make it ready for people to play it on these systems. But fuck, apparently it's been a disaster of a launch. So
yeah, Elise has got a Switch, and I was so looking forward to laying in bed and playing Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
But apparently that's like the worst version, is the Nintendo version, which of course, of fucking course. Why can't Nintendo have nice things if they have Nintendo? But that's okay. Anyway, hopefully they fix that soon, because I was really looking forward to that. Did you see the new? Should we go in order? Because there's a Batman trailer and there's a Spider-Man.
Yeah, I actually just watched the Spider-Man trailer just before we got on, because I remember it was like this whole all the YouTube channels I follow, they're like, it's gonna come out tomorrow. So,
which, like, let's be real here for a second. No one's actually gives a shit about this Peter Parker Spider-Man. Everyone's only interested in this because we have the old actors coming back.
Yeah,
villains confirmed. Quite possibly, like, let's be real, it's definitely going to happen. We're going to get Andrew Garfield. We're going to get Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
There's, you know, but the excitement and the hype feels fabricated. You know what I mean? This movie did not earn that hype. This is coming out of nowhere, where it's like, we're just going to throw all fucking characters from all the old movies.
Yeah.
Thing. Like, that's... are we really excited for this Spider-Man? I'm not. I'm curious. I want to see these old characters come out, but I don't think it's going to be good.
It's a tough one, because it's like they're going to be going to that multiverse stuff in this next year, I think, and you know, I think the hype is there because they're like, well, shit, like, you know, like a good example, of course, is Into the Spider-Verse, right? You know, watching that movie, it was so fresh, it was so unique. And we've mentioned this before. Danny Rodriguez, who's been on the show before, worked on that film too as well. And I mean, it was a very unique take on kind of Spider-Man characters, and I know they're trying to go that direction. So I do hope we don't get spoiled on the Spider-Man, the other Spider-Man coming in. I do want to be
I kind of
pleasantly
feel that way,
surprised.
but I also kind of don't care anymore.
Yeah, it is tough. Dude, it is tough. I do want to see this happen. I did watch the Eternals movie, and I'm gonna say
looks like just pure ass.
I'm gonna say right now it was probably my least favorite MCU movie to date. I think,
Yeah.
because of I think all the reasons I was going into it. Big cast. You got to make me care for these characters. You can't just do it in one movie for me. And I don't know. It's so seeing that second trailer for Spider-Man. I guess going back to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was awesome that they confirmed the. Sorry, my video is like a little blurry. My bad.
That's okay.
They did confirm, freaking Green Goblin, being in there now, and then Electro. I saw.
Yeah, and they gave him the classic Electro mask by proxy.
Yeah,
which is wild to see.
And then I saw what's his name from Amazing Spider-Man?
Lizard.
Sandman and the as a reptile. I can never get that guy's name. Lizard.
Yeah. Dr. Kurt Connors.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's like there hasn't been that much build up to this kind of event happening. Yeah. Aside from, I guess, what they're trying to say is, if anyone, spoiler alert, if no one's seen Far From Home, spoiler alert, but they revealed that.
Spoiler alert, it's a bad movie.
And it's already revealed in the trailer itself, but yeah, they reveal that Peter Parker's identity gets revealed in the movie, right? And so they're kind of they're kind of going off of this thing where he's, trying to fix this whole situation.
Which is, I'm sorry. They backed themselves into a corner, and you know what? It could have been kind of interesting. I kind of would have liked to have seen that play out. How does this actually affect his life and his relationships? But instead, we're going to go do a magic thing with a bunch of IPs from the same, corporate. Like all of it feels so corporate and safe and unearned. Mm-hmm. I really wish Feige had just dropped the mic after Endgame.
Yeah.
And walked away because it was already starting to kind of get stale. But man, I'm just so bummed. I'm so bummed that I'm not pumped for any of this.
What I mean? It's a tough one, dude. Because going back to Into the Spider-Verse, like I liked seeing the different versions of Spider-Man, especially the older version of Spider-Man. I think I'm ready for a different take on Spider-Man where it's not just a high school kid or whatever.
I'm so fucking sick of Peter in high school. They're like, this is the only version that works. No, dude. When I came about of age, in 8th grade going into freshman year, started reading Amazing Spider-Man. I think it was before issue 500. It was J. Michael Straczynski and John Romita Jr. was drawing the book. And basically, Peter was an adult living with Mary Jane as his wife, and he was teaching high school science. It made sense. Okay, of course he's not going to be he could take pictures here and there if he wants to and maintain that relationship, but he needs a steady gig because he's in his 30s now.
Yeah.
And he becomes a high school science teacher. He's not making a ton of money. You still get the down on his luck Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to be in high school. He doesn't have to be single. He doesn't have to be these things that, for whatever reason, the powers that be think, oh, this translate to, no, Peter Parker was only in high school just less or maybe just over 100 issues. I think less than 50 issues, maybe. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
But they brought him back to high school in Ultimate Spider-Man, but that was much, much later. That was around the time that the Raimi movies were coming out. And that's the comics. But yeah, so I'm ready for something to each. I don't know. I still would have liked to have seen Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker age up a little bit more. So
Mhm.
maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see what he's become. I'm sure it's gonna be kind of stupid.
We'll see. I mean, you gotta admit though, it's gonna be kind of cool to see those characters in the movie. Like,
Look, I'm gonna say I'm curious. I'm not gonna say it's cool because I don't know that yet. Um,
gotcha. Yeah, it's too early to say. Yeah.
it's too early to say. So he graduated from. Oh, this is. He's graduating from college, I think. I got to find the high school graduation because he graduates from college in issue 185.
Oh, I see. I see. And then
He
they've.
graduates from high school in issue 28. So 28, if comics come out monthly, that's just over 2 years they had him in high school,
Yeah.
right? And Spidey premiered in what, 1963,
Yeah. So it's.
62. Um, so like do the math.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, it's yeah. It's.
60.
I'm ready for like that version of Spider-Man. So I don't know if they're gonna. I'm not really sure what's going on with Tom Holland being Spider-Man for the next few years. I'm not really sure how that's gonna go down, but.
And I
Um.
like Tom Holland. Don't get me wrong. I think he
Oh yeah.
does the character justice. He's great, but I don't need him to be a sidekick in every single one of his movies. Like Spider-Man used to be an event film, like a Batman or whatever.
Mhm.
This we can kind of transition nicely. Um, I think you can see the main difference between comic book movies when you look at the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer compared to the Batman trailer.
The Batman. Yeah.
you know that movie has a look, that movie has a soul, it seems like, or
Mhm.
something to say at least. Where these other ones are just like, hey, let's get our properties and like, you know which is fun. I'm not hating on that. I would like them treated with a little more weight, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Especially yeah, that's, as a viewer, I especially the stuff I watch these days is, I have to you have to get me with the character. You have to make me care about these people
Yeah.
or else I'm checked out. So,
And I think that's why I'm not super stoked for the old characters coming back. Like once their story is told, leave them be.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I don't necessarily need, oh, this is something else we can talk about. Michael Keaton in the Flash.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I don't really, I kind of like to have them live. Our culture now doesn't let us leave anything in the past. Everything is current. Everything is always being refreshed, and it doesn't really need to be. Some things can be left in the past, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree
Um,
with you on that one, man. It's
yeah.
definitely, it's capitalizing on nostalgia and our attachments and ideas of what those characters were when we saw them in those films. Um,
And it
yeah,
can't be
that's
the same. And we've
yeah.
had, in the case of Keaton, we've had 32 years to imagine what the rest of his adventures are going to be. Do you think that movie is going to live up to half of, people's
Yeah.
imagination?
I
Absolutely not.
see.
Like, the you think about Hitchcock and how he said that, the scariest things you don't see, right? And I think it's the same for this. I think the most powerful things are the things that are alluded to and aren't seen. Like,
Mhm.
for instance, one of my favorite kind of little world building seeds, in the first Star Wars movie, when Obi-Wan says, your father fought in the Clone Wars like I did. They don't go into the Clone Wars. That's the only fucking mention you get,
Mhm.
other than you fought in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? But it was just enough. It was just enough for you to Clone Wars. And you've already built that entire
Yeah, what that
scenario,
would
that
be.
entire thing. And it wasn't CGI troopers, clone troopers, I'll tell you that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was in my
Yeah.
head, it was something very different. And that's okay. But I think it was more powerful than what was eventually put onto the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think yeah, those are the best moments where you leave it up to the viewer to kind of create that world and think of what maybe what those characters are doing outside of what you're seeing right now.
The shark from Jaws, right? You don't see him, but you're fucking scared of him.
Yes, you build up all this fear as it's coming
You know?
towards you.
Music cues and quick cuts.
Yeah.
Um,
So you did mention the Batman trailer, which this is one thing I've been wanting to talk to you about, or waiting to talk to you about, because of course Joey is a huge Batman fan. If you guys know the show, I'm just gonna give you my 2 cents. I fucking love this trailer. I'm so excited for this
Very
movie,
good.
dude. I cannot wait to see it. I really like what you mentioned, the tone. It has its own kind of character and look. I think I've definitely warmed up to Robert Pattinson. I've seen him a lot more films with him in it. And even seeing this trailer, I'm ready. I'm ready to see him as Batman. To see this version of Batman, especially even though it is a earlier version, I don't know if it's a year 1 or if it's just a few years of him being
like
Batman.
year 2.
Yeah, I am excited to see that because, just to see where Bruce Wayne is as far as his, kind of where he's at mentally and his role as Batman and what that means to him, I think, which has always been, I feel like a theme they've always kind of touched on in other iterations of Batman, right? But I don't know. I think this is going to be very interesting. I'm not even worried about the, there are a few villainous characters in the movie. So I'm like, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. But you know what? I feel like I got a good feeling. I feel like they're going to use those characters to the best of their abilities and not just use them because it's going to push this along. I think there's going to be, they're going to have importance in the story. And man, I like the look. I do like the look of it. It's like just, I don't know how to really describe, and I don't want to compare it to any other versions because it has like the groundedness of the Nolan series, but it has that kind of darker feel that like to the Snyderverse, but it's not necessarily that. Like it's its own little tone. I feel like it lives on its own a little bit. It can, it has some of that stuff you see from the other iterations of Batman, and kind of the other directors behind Batman, but I think it's going to be something totally different. So I'm really excited. I actually this is probably the movie I'm going to be most excited about, I think, next year.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Agree with all that. I have tempered expectations just because I'm so and cynical, but no, this does look really good, and it looks like they're focusing on the character of Batman / Bruce Wayne, which finally, not since Batman Begins have we had a movie that focuses on the character of the title character.
Yeah.
And I like that the world is populated with villains, or just characters from the Batman universe. We get 1 or 2 villains a movie, but it's like, no, all these villains coexist at the same time. It's not like one springs up and Batman defeats him, then the next one, and that's kind of, if you watch the movies in order, that's kind of how it feels like.
Yeah.
But no, all these guys exist at the same time and are always kind of, it's a whack-a-mole. It's not a bump. It's
they all keep popping up. Yeah.
And I think Zoe Kravitz looks amazing as Catwoman. Paul Dano, is he really just gonna look like Paul Dano? Like, they keep obscuring his face. Is there gonna be something, you think he's gonna have a scar or
I don't know about that. I do like this kind of mystery. They haven't really shown him yet, and I don't know if he's gonna be the main baddie like throughout the whole movie. He's the main bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but I am interested in this take on Riddler because the last kind of movie version we had of him was Jim Carrey, and definitely very comic booky. And I remember watching that High Top Films. I'm going to shout out High Top Films because I did watch that kind of like video essay on that particular movie, especially the Schumacher verse and kind of like it's at that time it definitely was like it came from a colorful comic book, and I think that was their intention. But I'm interested to see what again also what's the Riddler's beef with freaking Batman? Like what's the story behind this?
I think they're gonna pull notes from the the Telltale series. Did you ever play it?
No, but I remember you telling me about those a lot. Yeah.
They skewed the mythos just a bit, where Batman, I think because of either the Penguin or the Riddler, maybe both. It's been a minute. Um, he finds out that his parents were like corrupt.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so I think that's the direction they're taking this movie. Is like, sins of the father or whatever the fuck. There's a lot of like, you know.
Yeah.
So I think Batman's arc is going to be to redeem the Wayne family name.
Got
That's
you.
my guess.
Got you. Okay. That's a very interesting take. And you know what? Yeah. If we're coming back to someone reprising Batman, and it's always been mentioned in the, or shown or mentioned in every rendition of Batman. Of course, his relation to with his family dying and being murdered and stuff. So I'm curious to see how they treat that part of it, because I'm not saying, yeah, it is what kind of makes him become who he is in a way, but we've seen it before, I would say, right? So how can
I
they
think so.
give us something a little different there? Yeah, I'm really excited. Favorite scene from the trailer that dropped is the ending scene. He hits like Penguin, Penguin's driving. There's the flames, and he comes out of the flames, and then I was like, okay, this trailer's gonna end right now. Like he's gonna hit him. That's it, right? No,
Right.
they give us the scene. He gets knocked. The car gets knocked. It's upside down. You hear the music, which I'm really digging. I don't know who's doing the music for the score for this movie, but
Is it Junkie XL, or no? It's Michael Gian, the guy. I think. Let me see. The Batman.
I do like that theme though. I'm really digging that theme they have. And
I find it to be a little.
yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard the whole thing yet.
That's true. I have not heard the whole score
A little
itself.
repetitive. It's just like dun 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 dun, and it's like, is this a fan film? This feels very. I don't know. Michael Giacchino. I do
Okay.
like it. I'm just I want there to be a little more sweep to it.
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. Especially, Batman 89 theme was just always my favorite. It's just so good. Because all you can think about is freaking Batman on the roof just running and stuff. I don't know.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for this. And seeing that last scene where he's walking up, and then it's it's upside down, kind of like the bat upside down.
It's a good shot.
It's a good shot.
I mean, this movie looks gorgeous.
That too, yeah.
I never found Nolan's films to look that. They always look just kind of not flat, but they look a little generic, I think.
I think what, I agree with you on that. There, obviously there's some cool shit he did, with the IMAX stuff, and
Oh yeah.
there's some very kind of visually stuff that's been imprint. You can always remember certain scenes from those movies, but I agree. It's kind of like the Avengers issue, like in the earlier kind of Marvel movies. That kind of look, I think, where you can kind of still tell it's like a movie, like, oh, they're on a set. You know what I mean? Like it kind of breaks a little bit your reality a little bit.
And I think with Nolan, it's almost the opposite of where, like, oh yeah, they're just in Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah, they're just in Chicago. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing feels. After Batman Begins, Gotham never feels like Gotham. It just feels like city, USA.
You're right. I think you're right. Batman Begins for sure. That was kind of the best rendition of what
you had the
Gotham
Narrows,
like.
you had, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and especially like the third act of the movie, you get the kind of you're pretty much in the city for like that big portion of the movie. So, but I agree with you. I really do like the look of Gotham, and the kind of, again, with having villains just all around, and
Batmobile looks cool.
I was supposed to say Batman looks kind of cool.
Penguin looks great, but take it easy, sweetheart.
Dude, I can't
It's
believe that's
very.
Colin Farrell under that.
It looks like Richard Kind. It looks exactly like Richard
Bro.
fucking Kind. It's insane that it's Colin Farrell. Um,
And
and
then
it almost seems like he's doing a Tony Soprano like take on the Penguin, which cool. Penguin's a gangster. Let's see that.
yeah, take it easy. It's like
Take it easy, sweetheart.
take it easy, sweater.
And Riddler's going to be based on the Zodiac Killer.
Oh, okay, so we'll have something. Okay,
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
I'm really excited, man. I can't wait till we do our podcast on that movie when that movie comes out, and
Yeah.
we'll have we've done on the podcast a few movie review type things where, well, Joe, I love it when we do our reactions too, because we don't, obviously this is what I also miss, Joey, is seeing movies with you. I was just thinking about that the other day. Seeing movies
next month is going to mark 2 years since I've been in a movie theater.
Wow, dude. I've been to the movies twice so far. Actually, that's a lie. 3 times.
I was going to say, you already name dropped Nightmare on Elm Street. And,
okay. There's
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, yeah.
It's strange. The first movie I saw, they had like the 3 people apart kind of deal. Like, now it's just open season, man. So, and yeah, I mean, it's up to your discretion if you want to keep your mask on, pretty much. But I mean, I do miss the movies, and I think something like the Batman, I think, is probably going to get me out to the theater again.
Totally. I wanted to go see No Time to Die, but
I want to see that movie too.
Been hearing very mixed things, and I was talking with one of my buddies who's a huge James Bond fan, my buddy Reno. He did not like it, and I gave him permission to spoil it for me, and I cannot believe what they did with James Bond.
Oh my God, really?
I woke up in the next morning like thinking about it.
What?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see it still. Yeah, we'll have to see, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. So we talked about the Batman. Obviously, we're super stoked for that. Is there anything else? I saw there was like the Mobius trailer. Did you see that trailer?
No.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Mobius character. It is
he's like a B C rate Spider-Man villain. Like
yeah. I can already. I mean, I guess the only thing they're probably going to be doing with this is like introducing the vampire world, obviously, or they're going to be Blade and all that stuff. So I don't know too much about the characters. So I'm not that stoked off of it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a lot of doubting. I mean, so you've never seen this show, Joey, but they are going to be doing. I'm a huge fan of the anime Cowboy Bebop. It's one of my favorite anime shows. It's 28 or 20 something episodes. It's a great mixture of different genres: space, cowboys, bounty hunters, all sorts of stuff. There's going to be the Netflix adaptation dropping, I think, at the end of this week or this weekend. And
the reviews have already dropped.
I'm highly. I mean, I'm that kind of person now where it's like we have the original source, like Star Wars, right? We have the 3 movies that we grew up with. I have the original series, which is now put on Netflix. I will cherish those to my days, end of my days. Yeah. But it's just tough. It's really like I just don't know why like people can't just get it right. Like,
I mean, there's a million factors. There's literally a million factors in any adaptation. I mean, in just making a movie or a TV show, there's a million factors. But then you're trying to, adapt a piece of work or whatever, and there's so many different considerations and things that either need to be cut or adapted. You know what I mean? Change to fit the medium. And what what I'm seeing, I haven't read the reviews, but I've seen a lot of headlines in regards to Cowboy Bebop, and it's just kind of like this is soulless.
Man.
It doesn't have any of the weight of the anime. That it's
Yeah.
just a cartoon come to life and nothing more. Where the cartoon or the anime is much more than that.
Yeah.
So it's really disappointing.
It is, because yeah, it's one of my favorites, and I'm still gonna watch it, obviously,
Totally.
because it's gonna be on there. Yeah, it's a tough one, man, because yeah, it's really hard to you gotta obviously appease, you gotta cater to the fans of the anime. You gotta cater to new viewers, people have never heard of this ever again. What's the kind of stylist, what kind of stylistically, what are you trying to do there? Because it is
It's
a very
different medium, so it's a different target audience.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you got to adapt to that.
So yeah, I'm obviously caught. I'm not expecting much, but I'm gonna check it out. So I'll come back to you on that one,
Please.
when it comes to that time. I guess we're on like TV shows and stuff. So I haven't talked to you since, but did you watch the Netflix worldwide critically acclaimed Squid Game?
I didn't. Alicia did, and she loved it. But I didn't see it. I was busy moving.
I know it's great. Well, you know what the funny thing about it was, I'm not one to really like, judge the hype train, I would say.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, yes,
You're like,
yeah,
yo, where
yeah.
do I get on? Where do I get on for this train? Can
Yeah.
you slow it down for me so I can jump on a little bit.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, it's just crazy how it just like spread, because my roommates started talking about it, then coworkers, and then I read a little bit about it, and I was like, this isn't new. I've seen this before. Like, I just recently watched a show called Alice in Borderland, which is also on Netflix, and it has a very similar concept. And then of course there's all sorts of battle royale, a lot of different influences I feel it has. But I gotta say, I caved in, I watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was very into it.
Nice.
It's not like the craziest, greatest show ever, but I was definitely intrigued, and they actually did stuff that really subverted what I was expecting to happen. And that was, I think, why I really liked it, because you could kind of go into it and you're like, okay, I see where this show's probably going to go. And they kind of did something in the second episode. They do something where it's like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. So how's this story going to go now? And
Nice.
so there was a lot of moments where it did that. And yeah, they did within like, I don't know, it was like 8 to 9 episodes. They did make me care. I cared for those characters by the end of the series. So kind of crazy, and it is cool. I mean, it is really cool that like Korean cinema and a lot of these foreign shows that are being put on Netflix are getting a lot of people watching it and engaging it, and I think that's really cool. Especially we live in a time now where that stuff is available to us, or slowly becoming available to us. And I shout out Dark all the time on Netflix, a German produced Netflix show, and the couple just wrapped on, I think it's called 1899, which is their next project, which will be put
Nice.
to Netflix as well. And it just makes me like so happy, because it's like, dude, it's like these directors and writers are getting like what they freaking deserve, man. They get the exposure. And, I was reading about like the creator had that story, I guess, in his, he's been trying to shop that story around for Squid Game for a while. And
Yeah.
it's cool when you hear like those kind of stories where it's like, man, it just took like, people to like greenlight that and kind of believe in the project. And then it becomes like a freaking worldwide hit, like over so much time, So yeah, I would say check it out. It's not like, again, it's not gonna be like the craziest thing ever, but yeah, I was on the edge of my seat. There's some really fucked up shit they do in the show, and
We love that.
and you get to kind of within a few episodes, kind of empathize with some of these characters. So I thought I had to
Yes,
mention it because that was also like what happened this last month of just like the Squid Game like phenomenon of just it blew up, dude. I mean, I already knew like Halloween time. There was just people dressed as the costumes from it.
Yeah.
There's even video games I saw. We're trying to adapt it and like do the games and
Jeez.
stuff. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Damn.
But yeah,
I watched something a little more low key.
yeah,
I in fact texted you about it. Fleabag on
Yeah.
Amazon. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Is that her name? Phoebe Waller. Yeah. I'm thinking Phoebe Bridgers. No. But yeah, it was just it's very funny. It's very good. Oh, something's going on.
sorry.
with
Yeah, I accidentally hit
It's all good.
the non-full screen button. My bad.
But yeah, the reason I thought of you was because the guy who plays her dad reminds me so much of your grandfather.
Oh man.
He's kind of quiet and just kind of, and if you squint, he kind of, in his everything. I was just like, oh my God.
That's so cool, man. I want to check that out, man, because yeah, you were telling me about it, and it was my my grandfather's past death anniversary just recently in early November, and it's just trying to find ways to remember my grandpa and everything, and it was cool when you sent that to me because I was like, oh man, like it's cool, like there's this stuff that reminds you of him, which is really cool. So
always thinking about them.
In fact, I'm gonna send you some videos after this because I think I told you like my uncle Sean uploaded like some old. I think he's doing like old tapes being digitized and putting them on a
Right
YouTube
on.
page. Found a bunch of videos of us being in Blind Issues and just the early days, dude. So
Oh,
You'll
I
get a
wanna
kick
see
out of it.
those.
yeah, so I'll
Yes.
send you the link from it. But it was really cool to see like obviously video of like my grandpa and even my great grandparents, some footage of them, and
Oh wow.
yeah, it's so cool, and I feel very lucky and fortunate to have had that relationship with my grandpa. So
Yeah, man. That's
yeah.
awesome.
but yeah, I'll send you those. You'll get a kick out of them for sure.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? What else we got,
I
man?
think we're kind of winding down. Man. I
Yeah.
was about to ask you for, like a share time, but this whole episode has just been one
Yeah.
share time.
I guess my last thing I'll say, because I did buy a video game pretty recently, and my history of buying my last video game, like actual full $60 video game I bought was Cyberpunk 2077, and we're reaching almost the 1 year from when it released. I was a little easy on or light on the game, I would say. I had some faith, but I kind of let it go, and unfortunately, I guess the only way I want to play that game now is I think when the next gen port comes over, which sucks. And you know what? That company deserves all the hate and
Hey, no,
shit.
no.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's not necessarily the people who worked on the
Higher
game.
ups.
The higher ups, or the people who made those decisions to release a game that was not finished. But aside from that, the last game I purchased was a game I actually got a chance to play a little bit of it in beta, and I've been seeing obviously a lot of videos on it. It's this game called Riders Republic that just released,
We were
and
talking about this.
it's really fun. It's pretty much an open world. Imagine taking all these like 4 or 5 different like big national parks and stitching them together into a big open world map. And it's pretty much an all in one like sports, like extreme sports game. So you got snowboarding, you've got skiing, mountain biking, you got like rockets. What do you call those?
What?
Those like little whatever
Like
those called.
the
squirrel suit
things.
Those things.
That's fun.
You got like bikes with rockets on them. It's a whole thing. It's kind of following obviously a lot of the multiplayer experiences now these days, that kind of like like with Fall Guys and I don't know what other games. Yeah, like those kind of games where it's like you're competing and doing these things, but it's really fun. It's pretty much you are in this world and you compete in different like races and events. And what's really cool is they have these things called mass races where you can pretty much race. If you're on PlayStation 4, like older generation, you can do up to 30 people. And then next gen, it's like 60 people all racing. And it's like you can like nudge them and like physically hit them and stuff. But it's one of the coolest multiplayer experiences I've seen in a while. And I know there's a lot of multiplayer games out there. It's nothing new, but what's really cool is when you hit the menu button and see the map, you see these little dots and you see all the active players playing and racing at the same time. And since it's open world, you don't have to race. You can just go to like El Capitan and Yosemite and just go down like Half Dome on your mountain bike. So it's really cool. I definitely hyped it up for myself for sure, but I played the beta and then also just, I was ready to kind of dive into this game. And it's really fun. I have yet to really put a dent in it, but it is one of my...
So far it's lived up?
So far it's lived up, and then
That's
I get
awesome.
a free port over to the next gen. So when I go next gen, I'll be able to play that game. I don't have to rebuy it or anything like that. Cool. And it's quite amazing. I mean, just to see like that many people playing at the same time and like you can just kind of do stuff like that and do mass races. And I have one coworker who has it, and I have yet to play with him. So I definitely want to try to do like a multiplayer, experience with him. But yeah, I'm it's really cool. Honestly, I don't know how much multiplayer games you play these days, Joey, but I was like, dude, you should get this game.
No, I been playing Grand Theft Auto, and you can kind of see it right there.
Yes.
I've been playing GoldenEye. I have been trying to play through on 00 Agent without any cheats or anything, and I'm on like level 6.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's very hard. I just beat Bunker after like being stuck on it for like over a week.
Yeah, I remember those being very challenging. They didn't mess around, dude, in some of those games as far as difficulty.
They didn't tell you where to go or what to do. You just kind of had to figure it the fuck out, which is kind of fun.
That's the best part. Yeah.
So
that's cool, man. It's going off the N64. My roommate Adam, he's been living with us for the last 2-3 months now.
Nice.
Just like randomly came across his N64 collection in our like entertainment center, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I kind of wish I kept all these, or held on to them. And he said these are from when he was as a younger guy and collecting them over the years. So I was like, dude, we gotta hook this up someday and play some GoldenEye in there because I see it in there.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's kind of been like the last few days I've been trying to just kind of work on that game a little bit. And I've been realizing as I do music as a career and stuff, it's like I need to find other hobbies, dude. But I've always kind of come back to video games. That's always been a thing. I've considered doing you're gonna laugh at this, gardening.
Why? No, I think that's brilliant. I think
why not? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's I'm trying to, I guess personally, I'm trying to find things, other things to kind of occupy my time and find ways to also just enjoy life and stuff. So
mine is sitting in a dive bar. Yeah, yours sounds much healthier.
Yeah. So just trying to find some other stuff to kind of get into and learn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's
lovely. Well, right on, my friend. This was good. I've missed you.
I know. I can't wait to just get back to it, man. Get to some lists next week, and
we will
get some more guests on as well. So I think that'll be really cool.
Absolutely. Before I ask where we can find more of your work, I'm just going to tell our dear, lovely imaginary audience, remember, Blind Issues, Deep and Meaningful, Circus Witch, and Low Cut Dress are out now on all streaming music platforms. I like to listen to it on Spotify, but that's just me. So, Jonathan, where can we find more of your work on the internet this week?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Sean Day Music. And you can also find me on my website, SeanDayMusic.net. Also updated the credits list with our Deep and Meaningful album. Check it out. And yeah.
Now all you gotta do is add me as your co-host. In your podcast description.
Yes, I gotta put that in there too.
Link to my site. I link to your site. You scratch my back. I scratch your balls.
Yours.
It was very good. I've missed you, man.
I know.
Here we go. You can check out. How do we? It's been so long. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Joey Parati, and on my website joeyparati.com. You can check out the show at Top 5 Pod. That's TOPFIBE 5POD on Instagram, on Twitter at gmail.com, on YouTube, on Facebook at Top 5 Podcast. We're on Apple Music, Google Play, SoundCloud, anywhere you stream.
Everywhere, man.
Find us on Anchor, Spotify, all the good stuff. Please give us a like, give us a listen, give us a follow. Give us your love.
Give us all your love, y'all.
And we will give you
a lot more love in return.
A lot more love in return. Until next time. I'm Joey Parati.
And I'm Sean Day.
Thanks for listening.